Welcome to Stuck, Time to Improv. I'm Mary Scott with Business Riff, and I want startups to be wildly successful. Some of you folks want to be able to scale and sell your new business within the next 5 to 7 years. And today, our guest is Michael Morrison from michaeldmorrison.com. And we're going to be talking about the principles you should follow if you want to scale and sell your business. Thanks for coming, Michael.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to share some information with your listeners.
So, how did you come up with these principles?
Hard knocks, right? So I've owned businesses for almost 3 decades now, and I've been coaching businesses for a decade and a half.
Okay, so let's talk about what's the first principle we should talk about.
So I have what I call like a GPS system, right? And I named it that because most people are familiar with a GPS. If you take a vacation, if you're going on a business trip, you typically know where you're going. Some of us, maybe it's, willy-nilly and we just want to explore, but most of us, we have a destination in place. And so I start with the G, which is guiding principles. That includes everything from your purpose. Why are you in business? What does your product sell to? Who does it sell to? Is there a need for it? Is there a mission? Do you have a vision? And a lot of guiding principle statements is what I call them, just to kind of set the tone so that somebody sees kind of a peek under the hood, if you will. Like if you were looking at a car, are we looking at a Ford, a Chevrolet, a Honda? And we kind of want to know what we have first before we can kind of set the plan in place to get there.
That sounds like having a business plan.
Almost, right? But who likes doing those boring business plans? Nobody, but they're so important. You got to know where you're trying to get to before you can create a plan.
Okay, and then what happens?
Well, then we got to work on the people, right? The P is the people. So we got to have the right people in place. The old book that right people on the right seat on the right bus go in the right direction. And so we try to make sure that we have the right people on bus. And the only way we can do that is to see if they're a fit. And so there's a lot of things that encompass to each section of the GPS. With the people, for instance, we use DISC. So we use predictable behavior traits, assessments, and there's lots of them out there, but we really need to see if they're a fit for our mission, our culture, where are we trying to go? And not only that, but do they fit the role in the business? So when we have an organizational chart, is what I like to call them, we have the different layers of roles in the business. And then we have their function and their description. And so I always give the example, for instance, in sales. If we have a salesperson in a SaaS company, like a software as a service or a high-end medical sales company, we kind of want the bulldog out there, right? Somebody that's not afraid to get their nose bloodied. But if we have a salesperson, business development in a funeral home, we kind of want somebody with a little more empathy, compassion. They're both sales positions, but we need a different type of demeanor, different personality to fulfill those roles. And the only way we can do that again is to understand our guiding principles. Who are we? What are we looking to do? What are we looking to accomplish? And so we just start building out our people. Then we kind of look at, once we understand who we need, then we look at the hiring process, the recruiting process, and then the onboarding, and then the retention. And it just goes on and on and on with our people. Most businesses require people, not all of them. Solopreneurs, this may not be, a good principle for them to use, but it's still good to know.
So it's not just about skill sets and competencies, it's also about personalities and how they work within the system that you've designed for your company.
Absolutely. And I heard someone say, I'm probably not saying this correctly, but they basically said most of us hire on skill set and fire on character or a character trait. So why not hire on character first and teach them the skill set?
Sounds like a better idea.
Yeah.
And what's the S for?
The S is systems, right? So everybody's got to know how to do things the same way. Hear all the time people say people buy from those they know, like, and trust. People come to you for the customer experience. And if they experience something different every single time, they're probably not going to tell their friends. And the reason is not because they didn't like you. It may be because I don't know what to tell people why to use you. Like, I don't know why you're different. Why do you stand out? And so when you have the same customer experience, I can say, hey, every time I call them, they call me back within 5 minutes. Right there, that's an experience. Or the worst one is don't use this company. They never call you back. Or except use Lucy because she will call you back. But that Michael, he never make sure you ask for that one person. When we don't have systems in place, people get a different experience. And it's just not really a reason why I want to go back to a business. We usually shop for an experience. Amazon, same thing. We all use Amazon, most of us, because we know we're going to get our product within a certain amount of days. And if we don't, we get a little upset, a little agitated. And it's like, well, I can just run to the store if they're not going to guarantee it to me by 3 o'clock tomorrow or whatever. And so again, this goes for all three of these areas go for big business, small business, medium size, and mostly for solopreneurs, not all of it, but some of it is practical.
Okay, and all of these principles are dynamic to some extent. You start writing things down, but as you have experiences, as your company evolves, as your personalities get to know each other better, you may change some of these systems, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's part of the scaling process again. And I've been asked, how much do I need to document? And it's really like whatever you're doing. If you're doing something consistently and repeatedly, then go ahead and document it because I've even done things myself where I come up with this great system because it went so smooth. And then a week later, I'm like, oh, how did I get from this screen to that screen or from this website to that? Again, these systems are not just for our people, they're for us too to be more efficient as well. And now with AI out there, building workflows and things, well, what if it breaks? Right? If you don't remember the system, you're not
Sure.
going to know what to fix. You're not going to know where it broke down. So it's applicable in a lot of places for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, and with AI, if you forget a step, you're going to get something entirely unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah, that's AI can be sometimes frustrating because once you
Yeah.
lead it down a different path, once you have an error code or something and it starts changing everything, right? It starts
Well, just because it's supposed to be so smart,
right.
it's still garbage in, garbage out.
Correct.
Like
Yeah, absolutely.
anything dealing with computers since they were invented.
Absolutely.
Right? It's about the quality of your data. So it's about how well you know your company. It's about how well you document your company, both its processes and systems. And then you're in a better position to actually grow and ultimately to sell your company.
It's yeah, and most people will say, well, you got to have cash and you got to have this and got to have sales, got to have marketing, and that is true. I truly believe that. That fits in the GPS as well. Now, for some companies, it's under the guiding principles. For others, it might be under their people. Under another one, it might be under their systems. Those are kind of you find the best place for the industry that company is in. But yes, we do include sales playbooks, which is a system, but it might go under their people because they might be sales heavy and it fits appropriately more there. When you have the right people, when you have the right systems, you're going to get sales. Your marketing's going to be efficient. All those things that people say you got to have cash. Yes. In the accounting department, we have systems, right? So all those things are included. I was just talking about the very basics.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Michael Morrison from michaeldmorrison.com. And we'll put your contact information in the comments so people can get a hold of you for more information. And
Fantastic.
I'm Mary Scott with Business Roof. I want startups to be wildly successful. And one of the best things you can do to accomplish that is book a call with me at businessroof.com. And join us again next time for Stuck Time to Improv.
Thank you, Mary.